Can you guys hear me like this, or would you prefer microphone, that we speak into a microphone? Like in the back, can you guys raise your hands? Can you hear me? Way in the back, that last table? Yep. Okay. Okay, we'll just do it without the microphone. If you guys have trouble hearing, please wave at us and we'll get the microphone.
Just stop and, yeah, tell us.
Okay. So, welcome to the 2025 Medora Girls Golf Camp. Thank you guys so much for being here. We have record attendance this year. Yes, give yourself a round of applause. We have record attendance this year, 108 girls, and we have still so many girls on the wait list. So, thank you guys so much for signing up so quickly. I mean, we sold out of the camp fastest we've ever sold out. There's so many girls on the wait list. It's just so exciting and so fun to see how much excitement and passion there is for girls golf, and especially in North Dakota. I think you guys are in for a real treat. This year, we have so many special things planned, and every single year we keep trying to elevate the camp more and more for you guys. So we appreciate and welcome any and all feedback you guys have, because we want to keep you coming back here every single year. We want to keep you engaged and excited. So thank you guys so much for being here. One thing I wanted to touch on, so you guys all filled out player profiles about yourselves. It was very fun for me to read through them and get to know you guys a little bit more through your profile. I appreciated one of the comments that asked what you like about golf. Someone said the cute outfits, and I appreciate that so much as someone who loves a cute outfit to golf in. So whoever said that, I think you're awesome. There was a lot of really great answers, but that one just made me laugh, so thank you guys for giving me a little humor too. One other thing that I noticed in the player profiles that I was I would say impressed with. So you guys are all ages between middle school and high school girls. In your answers, I would say 90% of you guys answered the question, what else you like about golf, is that it holds you accountable. And I just think that is something so impressive for a young girl to say, that you guys like something because you're accountable, because it's something that's independent that you do, and you have to rely solely on yourself. I just think it says so much about the future of girls and girls golf, and especially in North Dakota. I mean, I think in this room, I genuinely believe that the next governor is sitting in here, the next mayor of a town, whatever you guys want to do, I just hope that you come away with this feeling like the sky is the limit, just for your life in general. So thank you guys so much just for your passion and for being here. It genuinely is amazing. I'm excited for the next 3 days with you guys. It's such a fun place, and if you haven't been here, if this is your first time, Bully Pulpit is just absolutely extraordinary. The views are beautiful, and I hope you guys know how lucky you are to get to play at this course. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So with that, I want to introduce you guys. We're going to go through golf keynote speaker, and then you guys are going to meet the groups you're going to be in tomorrow for skills. And then after that, you get to have a little fun, hang out with your group of girls. We have a campfire set up waiting for you guys, friendship bracelet making, so please hang out as long as you want to until your bed checks at 10:30 p.m. And if you guys have any questions after we're all done here, please don't be afraid to come and ask me. So with that, I guess I haven't even introduced myself. Got a little ahead of myself. My name is Danielle Foster. I am an attorney. I help companies become employee-owned. I grew up in Minot, North Dakota. I went to Minot State. I got an accounting degree from Minot State and played college golf at Minot State. And I'm so lucky that I have a couple of my college teammates who are here helping coach you guys. They're all standing back there. They're awesome. My college golf coach is also here. She's in the Hall of Fame. She's an amazing golfer too. She's squatting down back there, but so yes, that's a little bit about me. I live in Fargo now. I play golf just for fun. I try to play a little bit competitively in like the North Dakota Golf Association tournaments. But my passion is just being with friends out on the course, and that's, I think, a lot of the reason why you guys are here too. It's just fun to be outside with your friends, and I have truly found so much community within like the girls golf community. That's how I met all my best friends, and that's who I enjoy hanging out with all summer long. And through the summer in golf, we hang out in the winter too, but I just think it's such an amazing path to make the best friends that I've ever had the opportunity to make. And I've just had so many amazing opportunities genuinely because I feel like I have leaned into being a golf girl. So I hope you guys all do the same with this camp and as you move forward throughout the rest of the summer. So with that, I would like to introduce you guys to our golf keynote speaker. Her name is Tina Heinbach. She is here from Rapid City, South Dakota. And Tina has a really great story and a really great message for you guys today. So I will let her introduce herself to you guys.
Thank you.
Because she can do it best. So everybody please welcome Tina. Thank
you. Thanks, Danielle. Thank you. So my wife tells me I'm soft-spoken, so if you cannot hear me, now is the time to tell me so I can grab a mic. Are you guys okay? Is it iffy?
Can you jump it up?
What if I stand up here? Is that, or can I project a little bit? Is that better? Okay. So thank you, Danielle. I grew up in a really small town in South Dakota called Central City. 89 people in my town, one stop sign. We did not have a stoplight. And I now work for NBC Sports and the Golf Channel. So when Danielle said that she thinks that the next governor or a town mayor is in this room, I have no doubt that she is right. I went to college on a full ride basketball scholarship. I'm short, but I was fast and I could shoot it from far. And then I got my degree in mathematics and thought, what the heck did I just do? I don't want to work in an industrial type field, actuarial science or NASA or any of that stuff that I thought that I did when I was your age. So I decided to go play golf professionally because I had scholarships to play golf too, but chose basketball because the window to play is shorter. I had to...
Tina, I'm having people tell me they want
Yeah.
to use the microphone.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, all good. Better?
Yeah, I think you guys
Better?
Yeah.
Better. Okay, cool. Well, this limits my ability to
Sorry.
wander.
I know.
Now I feel tied down.
I'm good with that.
Okay. So I went to play golf professionally, and I had to sell my backup driver out of the trunk of my car at a Play It Again Sports in Lima, Ohio, to pay for my entry fee that week. So that was a big reality check that I maybe wasn't as good as I thought I was. And that's a hard thing, right? That's a hard thing when you're any age, but it's really hard when people have given you sponsorship money and there's a lot of pressure that's tied to that. There's a lot of expectation that's tied to that. So I had to pivot and figure out really quickly what I was going to do next. Being from the Dakotas, we don't necessarily get exposed, or at least at my age, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have social media. We didn't have smartphones. So we didn't have the exposure that you guys do now. And I didn't know what the golf business was. But a friend of mine from the tour introduced me to a friend of hers, and I took a job as an assistant professional an hour outside of New York City, and I spent 3 years at that club, very high-end private club, and I knew that is what I was supposed to do. So 3 years at the Patterson Club, 3 years down in West Palm Beach, Jupiter, Florida, at a place called Jonathan's Landing. And then I spent 9 years at Desert Mountain in Scottsdale, Arizona. They have 7 golf courses, 3,200 members. It's all private. And it'll cost you about $500,000 to join. From there, I went to Loch Lomond Golf Club over in Scotland. And when I came back to the States, I had enough of behind-the-counter time. So being in the golf business, it's a camaraderie, it's a sisterhood, it's a brotherhood that is just like any other team sport. There's a lot of ribbing, there's a lot of, it's a family. But at some point, when you don't have holidays and weekends off, and you get to be of an age where your priorities change, you have to pivot again. So I made another pivot. And I will celebrate next week, I will celebrate 11 years with NBC Sports and the Golf Channel. So, yeah, thank you. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about related to my experience. Playing a team sport at a high level versus playing an individual sport also at a high level. There are some parallels, but there are differences. And we are here at a golf camp, so we're going to talk about the parallels of life and an individual sport like golf for a minute, okay? In life, you're going to have a lot of pressures, outside pressures, expectations that you put on yourself, expectations that golf coaches, your family, your siblings, your teammates, schoolmates, teachers, all of those things are going to factor in to your day-to-day. And there's no way around that. But I need you to hear me for just a second. If you're looking at your phone or doing anything like that, please hear me for the next 15 seconds. Those are expectations that other people project onto you. They do not have to be your expectations. And those are the expectations that matter. What are your expectations for yourself? Because at the end of the day, that is the only person that you have to answer to. When you were talking about people filling out the applications, and one of the things that there was a common theme that a lot of you said you like that golf holds you accountable. Life holds you accountable. It will find a way to hold you accountable. But if you are accountable to yourself first, none of the other stuff matters. But in order to be accountable, in order to meet your own expectations, you have a set of goals, right? You have dreams, you have aspirations, you have tiny achievements that you want to make, and you have big achievements that you're trying to check off. And that's a good thing. Plan those out. Talk to the experts. Get information from other people to help you set those goals. And how do I manage my time to do those? In order to do that, you now have to be an expert at your life. Well, what do I have to do to be an expert at anything? Anybody? I've got to be dedicated, right? I've got to put trust in myself that I can achieve those goals. Well, how do I put trust in myself? Repetition, right? You go out, and if we're talking about the game of golf, you're going to go out and you're going to pound balls on the range, and you're going to play and play and play until you get better and until you get the fundamentals of whatever your coach is telling you or your instructor is telling you, or if you're in the classroom, you have a teacher that tells you need to improve on X, Y, Z, and you believe that those are the things that you also want to achieve. You got to be the expert. You've got to put in the time. And if you can do those things, if you become the expert, if you can put trust in yourself, you will always win. Because when I trust myself, I know that I can always rely on me to get me out of any situation that I'm ever going to be in. Because I believe in myself. So let me ask you a question. Can I borrow a chair? Thanks. When I come into a room and I sit like this, right? My feet are crossed, my hands are across my body, I'm kind of, shoulders are rounded, my head's down. What does that project an image of? Not confident. Thank you. You're trying to almost hide a little bit, right? Like, I don't want anybody to see me. I'm just going to sit here in the corner. But if there's anything that you take away from the next 3 days with this group of people, that's not what we want. The golf is the vehicle to why you're here. The message is, it's okay to be me, because I'm cool. Like, it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be you. You be you. So when I come into a room, most of the time I stand, and I want to own the room. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to sit down with a little bit of air of confidence, right? I'm going to sit up. I might cross my legs. I might lean back. I might sit this way. My arms are open. And what does that portray? Confidence. It also portrays that I'm approachable, right? So if I'm sitting like this, or if I walk in like this, and I'm looking down, I'm a little nervous, right? And I've got some trepidation. And that is normal. Absolutely 100% normal. But if I can tell you anything that I want you to take away from today, from this 15 minutes of fame that I have standing up here in front of you, I want it to be that you walk into a room and you own it. I want you to walk in with your head up. I want you making eye contact with people. It doesn't matter if you've met them or not. I'm making eye contact. Had I ever met you? I don't even know your name. But I think you're awesome, and I think you're cool, and I picked you out and said, I need help. Can you take these chairs to the back? What'd you do? You jumped right up. No problem. How can I help? And that is what life is about. That is every interaction that you have with anybody in your life needs to be that. Jump up, make eye contact. How can I help? How can I be of service to myself? How can I be of service to somebody else? Because none of us know what anybody else is carrying. Everybody has bad days. Be the reason that somebody has a better day. And we're all capable of doing that. So we have 2 kids at home and just finished their sophomore and junior years of high school. Both athletes, both honor roll 4.0 students. They're great kids. But those aren't the things that I'm proud of. The things I'm proud of is that when they shake somebody's hand, they look them in the face and they say, nice to meet you. Or when they're out and we're not with them, or they go into a store ahead of me, I see them open a door for somebody else. I see them ask, do you need help? Those are the things I'm proud of. Be that person. And if you need guidance, if you don't feel confident, that's why we're here. We have a saying in our family, a couple. My wife and our kids tell me that I'm going to be 12 soon because I'm kind of a prankster. I'm a little bit of a jokester. I like to have a good time. But if I see somebody that I don't know that isn't having a great day, I will put my arm around them. I will high five them. I have a word that I use. It's called boom shakalaka. How many of you have heard the word? Yeah, that is the word for the next 3 days. When you see me, it will be a race to see if you can beat me saying boom shakalaka to me before I say boom shakalaka to you. And if you can give me a high five while you're doing it, even better. You down?
Yeah.
Are you game? Yeah?
Shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. We adults tend to make things super hard. We tend to overcomplicate things. And I don't want that for you. Life is hard enough. Find a way to be the captain of your own ship, of who you are. Find a way to be the expert in your life. Put in the time, put in the work, figure out what are some things that I want to work on. I want to work on being a better person. I want to work on being a better friend. I want to work on helping my parents more at home. I want to be a better sibling. Whatever those things are, focus on those. The rest of the things, look, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that you shouldn't get good grades or you shouldn't pay attention in school or any of that kind of stuff, because I did. I was a great student. But those that you will be surprised if you can find a way to love yourself, to be your biggest advocate. You will be amazed at how quickly that confidence, that self-confidence, you're okay, don't be embarrassed. I do it all the time. There you go. You will be amazed if you can establish that sense of confidence in yourself at how much that filters in, it bleeds into the other areas of your life. Boom shakalaka?
Boom shakalaka.
So I'm going to give you all a few minutes to ask any question that you have. And let's go. Who's got a question?
I'll kick this off.
Yeah, please.
Oh, you want? Oh, I saw one over there. Go ahead.
Yeah, fire away.
What do you do for NBC? Do you report on golf?
No. So, great question. She asked what I do for NBC. So, a little known fact, how many people know what Golf Now is? How many people have heard of Golf Now to book tee times when your parents travel or anything like that? A few of you maybe? Some of the adults, some of the older high school kids. So NBC Sports is owned by a very large company called Comcast. Comcast filters down and NBC Universal Studios, out in Florida, where you can go to the theme parks and all of that. NBC Sports, NBC, the television station, MSNBC, the news station, all of those things roll up to Comcast. Golf Now, the Golf Channel. Well, under NBC Sports, we have another pyramid. So how many people in here play softball, volleyball? Okay. You may have a team mobile app that's run through Sports Engine. It'll be a website that you can register. You have Sports Engine. You can register. You can see all your games and scores and things of that nature. Sports Engine is a business unit. That's what we say as adults, which is a way of saying it's a little side hustle. Okay. On the technology side, so Bully Pulpit, for example, when you go to the golf course, you have already made your tee time online, right? You go into the golf shop and you check in to play. So there's an electronic tee sheet that has your name in there. And if I want to buy something, there's a point of sale that I scan the tag on the shirt or the golf balls, and it charges that. All of that technology, the mobile app, the website, the F&B, like the food and beverage, if it was a private club, there is a membership module. There's all this stuff that is called a full club management solution. That is what I do, but only in private clubs, which is to say, in a really long way, I'm a relationship builder. That is what I'm good at. I am good, if there's anything I'm good at building community. I'm good at being the expert in the room and helping people understand where they're coming up short and how we're going to get them there. And that could be cost savings, that could be revenue generating, it could be marketing. There's 1,000 different ways to do it. But the takeaway there, and I'm so glad that you asked this question, because the takeaway there is, what am I? I'm a relationship builder, right? So I'm the expert in the room, right? So I've put my time in to figure out how to communicate with people. But in order to do that, I got to be confident not only in who I am, but what I know. And that is the ticket, is to find your confidence and to find out how to be the expert in your own life. And that's what I want for all of you. Great question. Great question. Who else? Nobody? Have I met Tiger Woods? Yes.
So what's that like?
Pretty awesome. Have I met Rory McIlroy? Yes. What else? Come on, there's got to be 1,000 questions out there. Yo.
Have you ever gotten a hole-in-one?
Yes.
Did you get one today?
No, Lisa did. Woo!
Yeah, one of your guys' pod leaders, Lisa Sisson. She got a hole-in-one today. Hole number 12. Pretty impressive, her first one.
Yeah.
Tina, I've got a question for you.
Please.
If you were a golf club, which club would you be and why?
Ooh, such a great question. Gosh, that's a great question. You've put me on the spot. No, it's a super good question. For me, in my game, I would probably be an 8-iron. Anybody else want to choose an 8-iron? Yeah. Here's why. Here's my why. The driver, it can go wayward. There's too many variables, right? And it gets tiring making a full effort swing all the time. Putters, how far am I going to hit it off the tee with a putter? Not very. Fairway woods, kind of the same thing. Long irons, hybrids, kind of the same thing. What am I going to do when I get to a short par 3? Try to choke down, I decelerate, I'm going to hit it fat, I might scull it, all those things. But an 8-iron I can really hit almost any shot that I need to. I can putt with an 8-iron. You've done it, I know you have. You've putted with a wedge on the green, right? Like you just dinking around with your pals. You just tap it in, right? I know you have. An 8-iron, middle of the road, trusty club, not gonna let you down. That's what I would choose.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah. Anybody else? Adults welcome to chime in.
I think you girls have, there's got to be another question.
I'll ask a question.
Please.
Was there an event or a turning point where you felt like the most confident, or was it just kind of built up over time?
A little bit of both, actually. There have been situations where you kind of, it's a gut punch, right? You kind of get kicked in the teeth a little bit, and you have to figure out, how am I going to respond? So enough times of that happening. So here's a perfect example. I was recruited to play Division I basketball and Division I golf, and my grandmother was diagnosed with terminal cancer my senior year in high school. Wasn't expected to make it through my freshman year. So I chose to stay locally to play so I could be near her for whatever time she had left, thinking I'll just transfer to a bigger school when that time comes. But she made it and passed away August 20th after I graduated. And when she passed away, she used to say that being able to watch me play basketball gave her the strength to keep going and to show up. And she never missed a home game. But when she passed away, kick in the teeth. And some people might hear this and say, but you gave up a chance to, I had a full appointment to the Coast Guard Academy. Like, I had all kinds of opportunities. And some people might say, well, you gave those up. I didn't. Just because you don't choose the path that is right in front of you, that makes the most sense, it might be the most logical, it might be the one that your parents or that your friends or a coach wants you to make, doesn't mean that it's the right decision or a wrong decision. You have to be the captain of your own ship. You've got to learn how to be your biggest advocate. And in that moment, I was my biggest advocate. I turned all that down to stay, but it didn't come without consequence. It didn't come without hurt or pain. And there have been other situations throughout my career where I was faced with that same kind of scenario. What do I do? This might make sense financially. It might make sense geographically. It might be better exposure, but that's not where my heart is. And I think the first day, there's a couple of things. When I applied for an assistant's position at Desert Mountain, there were 693 people that applied for the job, and they hired 6. 693 people, 6 of them were taken. All you math people out there will know what that percentage is. It's really low. And I got one. Little kid from Central City, South Dakota, 87 people in my town. And when I got there, I remember the director of golf on my 3rd day pulled me aside and said, I have a piece of advice for you. There was a whole conversation. He said, I hear you're the best hire of the season, but that you're going back to Connecticut. And I said, yes. And he said, tell me why. And I said, because I made a commitment. And I'm a person of my word. I was raised that way, and I'm going to honor that commitment. And he said, what are you going to learn there that you won't learn here? And I didn't have an answer. And he said, let me tell you something, Tina. You never know how the next person you meet can change your life. So be prepared. And that has resonated with me, and that has played over and over in my head when I'm faced with a difficult situation, a challenging decision that I have to make. I rely on that advice. Am I going down the path that's easy? Am I taking the path that's hard? Those are all things. So I spent 9 years at that club. I went through the PGA program. I am a Class A member of the PGA. There are 27,000 PGA members in the country. I completed my PGA membership. It is a 6-year program. I did it in 6 months, faster than anybody in the history of the PGA ever did or ever has done today. I was the first female, thank you.
That's impressive.
I was the first female head professional ever hired at Desert Mountain, and I was the youngest head professional. I was 24 years old when I got my first HP job. Yep. So big things can happen to small town kids.
We have a lot of those.
And there's a lot in here. And if the last thing I'll say, unless there are other questions, come find me if you don't feel comfortable asking them here. The last thing I will say is to remind you that the only person that you have to answer to is yourself. You are most important. What's in here is what should be driving you, not all of the noise out here. How many people are on social media? I lied. I have one more thing to say. How many people are on social media? There's a lot of junk on social media, right? You guys hear, like, people are mean, right? We have a social media following that's about 300,000 people. We have a weekly podcast that we record that is in audio and video on YouTube. And there are a lot of comments that can come through that can be not so nice. But you gotta filter the noise out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what somebody that you have never met says to you or thinks of you. What matters is what you think. What matters is what you're building within yourself. And that is how to be the expert. How to be the expert in your world. Yeah? You ready? Boom shakalaka.
Boom, shakalaka.